Hey, if you think that little child with Finesse 2 Time is cool, the way that he act, the profanity, being around the gambling and weed smoking and all that stuff like that, if you one of the people that think they're cool, something wrong with you, because ain't nothing cool about that at all. It'll be different if Finesse had this little boy with him. I think his name King. I don't want to keep saying little boy like that, but if Finesse had King with him and he was actually trying to teach him something and it showed on camera, then I don't think people really have too much to say. And when I say show him something, like as far as showing him something, like as far as him being respectful, like, or the teaching, the learning, like his knowledge as far as his education, like that type of stuff. When you got him on the internet and this boy know how he's like 8, 9, 10 years old, and he on here acting like a grown-up street nigga, that ain't cool at all. Like, he acting like a little grown kid, or grown little street nigga kid. That's how he act. And you be seeing people in the comments like, man, I fuck with that little nigga and shit like that. But y'all don't realize that these be the reason why kids like that grow up and they end up dead or in prison, or their parents can't really do too much with them. Now, from what Finesse said on the video, when I seen him talking about the little boy a couple weeks ago, King, he said something along the lines of like the dude mama strung out on drugs, on crack or something like that. The mama responded, I think, and said that she ain't on drugs. Either way it go, he still needs some type of parental guidance in his life to keep him from going in the direction that and being exposed to the stuff that Finesse 2 Time is leading him down and exposing him to. Am I making sense? Like, I know that was a lot to take in, but it's kind of like you watching a little kid grow up before his time, man, and you think just because you talk about how smart he is and stuff like that, that's supposed to justify the ignorance that we see on camera, like the cussing and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, this dude, he talk worse than some people that I know that 30 years old, like, and they 30 like me. You know what I'm saying? That's not cool. And then you gotta look at it if that was your child. Like, if I'ma allow a little boy that not even related to me, I just supposed to be took him off the street and supposed to be helping change this situation. If I'm gonna let him be 8, 9, 10 years old and disrespect and say all this crazy stuff and think it's cool, why I can't let my kids say it? So I'm gonna punish my kids for saying, don't want them to disrespect. But I think it's cool, you know what I'm saying? It's cool when he do it, but it's a problem when my child do it. You get what I'm saying? Like, nah, it's just kind of like one of them things where, like, then you see Charleston White step in, which I don't believe Charleston White really called Child Protective Services on him. And if he did, you know, that's between them and them. I ain't got too much to say about that. But I can understand, you know, Charleston when he say, if I got a problem with a child, the child job is to go get the parent. It's not the child job to indulge into something, you know, get into an altercation with an adult. That's like disrespect, you know what I'm saying? So Charleston is entitled to his own opinion as far as, like, just like me speaking on, like, what I feel as far as how I see Finesse with the, you know, with King and stuff like that. Charleston entitled to his own opinion. He can say what he want, and he also got the right to feel disrespected if, you know, this little boy come at him saying all this old crazy stuff, and it ain't no adult in the room to talk him and tell him no different. So I'm supposed to treat a child like a child when a child is obviously he want to be treated like an adult because he acting like one. But I'm supposed to treat him like a child though. You know, this be kind of like the problem that be wrong with our people. I just speak with our culture. We think a lot of stuff be funny. We think it be a trend. We think it be cool. But a lot of this stuff be leading to our demise, and we don't see that, you know, if we don't stop it. Like ELTG said something in a song, man. He said, once you recognize the cancer, kill it. That's the only way to fix it. If you don't stop the problem before the problem get too big, once the problem too big and is out of your control and you can't do nothing else about it, then you just can't do nothing else about it because it's out of your control now. But if it's a small issue and you address the issue when it's small, it won't get big. before it even get a chance to get to a point of explosion or being blown out of proportion, eventually the situation will change. People will start waking up. People will start realizing. But we don't, you know what I'm saying? Like I say, when it comes to our culture, we feel like this type of stuff right here be fun. It be trends and stuff, and we be in our own way. Because I wouldn't dare let my son, and what crazy, my oldest son lives in Memphis. You know what I'm saying? And his mama raised him right. Like my son don't know what the street look like. And I commend his mama for raising him, you know, the way that he's being raised in Memphis, because Memphis is rough. And it's obvious that, you know, you got certain people in certain areas when it comes to kids, they think, you know, a kid being an adult is cool. But I wasn't raised like that, man. You know, in my 30s, you know, I came up, you know, and my daddy was a firm believer in, you know, if you spare the rod, you spoil the child. So they didn't do no rod sparing. Like, we got punished if we did wrong. We knew how to be respectful. We knew what yes sir and no sir. Didn't nobody have to tell us that yes ma'am and no ma'am. That was like instilled in us at a young age to where like now I'm older and I live in California now, and it'd be crazy like when people out here hear me with my respect, they automatically just know where I'm from. Like, you gotta be from the South somewhere or something like that. You gotta be from Mississippi. Where you from? I'm talking Mississippi. Now, I kind of figured you were from somewhere like that, because that respect, you know, like it shows on you. A lot of guys, you know, young guys, they not all with the yes sir, no sir, yes ma'am, no ma'am, you know, respectful stuff, you know, it's yeah and no and all this. So I was raised different, man. So when I see that stuff like that with Finesse 2 times and with King, I don't think nothing cool like that at all. The first thing it made me think about, you know, if it was my son, like if I was to get on the internet and see one of my boys on the internet like that acting, man, I'm finna like do some chastisement. I'm finna get mad. Like, that ain't cool. And just because, you know, and I like Finesse 2 times, so this ain't me bashing him or nothing like that, because I don't think that he mean nothing. Like he ain't got no ill will with what he doing with King. He just feel like it ain't nothing wrong with the way that he wanna like bring him up and take him up under his wing, when you gotta know like he's still a child, so you can't expose him to too much being a child. I get he's smart, I get he homeschooled or private school, one of them things you say, I get all that, but he still has to stay in a child's play. He can't grow up too fast. So I think being around you Finesse 2 times, I might just take him a little too fast because you a street nigga. That's all. But I don't think you mean bad, like when it come to, you know, if you saw somebody who needed some help and that's who you chose to pick and choose and help. No, you doing a good deed, for sure. Just clean it up kind of like how you doing it, you know what I'm saying? Because that, after so long, you know, that'll blemish your image a little bit. If King don't clean up his act a little bit, you gotta teach King to clean up his act. Like, teach him respect, teach him how to show the respect, because I don't doubt that he don't have respect. He gotta show that respect on camera. Like, we got enough people out here that want to follow the trend. You want to be different, Finesse, then really bring him up the right way in his music. Take it back to the Bow Wow days and the Lil Romeo days and stuff, and make him a rapper that the kids would like, for the kids. If you really want to change the game, I feel like that's just free game right there. Like, you don't see that no more. We ain't got no more Bow Wows and Romeos and stuff, or like that B2K feeling, or Sammy. Y'all remember Sammy? Like them guys like that. Ain't none of them young artists in the game like that no more. Everybody want to be a TikTok sensation and just make little trends and stuff. But it ain't no music out here or no little artists for the kids to relate to like how it was when we were younger and stuff like that. We had all type of shit. All type of artists and stuff. So if you want to be different, you want to change the game, like go that route, you know what I'm saying, and really be for the kids with King, instead of it seeming like you like he a mini version of you, because you not gonna, only thing you gonna really get is criticism, just being real. Like, people ain't gonna do nothing but forever criticize you on that. You might know in your heart what you doing, you mean well with what you doing, but just by the acts on camera and where people see King, how King talk and him gambling and, you know, all this stuff. He been around people with guns and smoking and stuff like that. Like, that ain't no good look. So people gonna forever just criticize when they see that, because at some point it do kind of, like, you know, it be like you start thinking about the welfare of the child. Just being real, bro, like keeping it real. But y'all let me know what y'all think about this, man. Yeah. Come on.